I was jungling with different variables that I've read that actually influence my flow state. And until I actually got my own experience in entering and exiting the flow state, I didn't really appreciate or value or realize what a flow state actually is. And that is exactly my intention for this video, is to deliver the practical toolkit for you to learn how to make your own way into a flow state. No theory, just my own life experience. And I'd start with explaining you what a flow state actually is in terms of your day-to-day life. So when you are moody, when you are being caught up in different patterns of thinking, you're not in a flow state. When you don't feel at ease, when you feel doubtful, when you feel tired, but not in a pleasant way, but in a resentful way, you are not in a flow state. When you are limitless, when you experience and embody literally in the now moment this unstoppable force of creation, which would present itself in your mind like, damn, I've got this idea. It really ignites the spark within me. I'm gonna execute it anyway. I'm gonna find all the resources. I don't care about the how. I'm just really driven to actually put it into fruition. This is a flow state. I'm gonna talk to you from this perspective so I don't get distracted by my joints pain. Okay, so when you are driven to execute an idea, you are allowing more energy through you and you are tapping into a flow state, which eventually results in your bold actions and limitless focus of attention, where you actually not only see possibilities, but rather create them, attract them. Your energy field gets open. Your focus is not being influenced by your traumatic thinking or past experience. So when you are focused on bringing to life your idea, you're in a flow state. Sorry, I feel like I'm more comfortable in this way of talking to you. So a flow state is your inner state when you are limitless, when you are inspired, when you are driven, when you are at ease and not fearful, but rather faithful. And I don't want to use any vague words that would require explanation, your inner explanation from you to you. So let's get practical. Let's go through the first major competitor of a flow state. Let's label it an inner critic. So let's say you've got this idea that you want to implement. Let's say you are already tapped into this flow state. Let's say you just woke up and you woke up early, you went to bed early, so you're in a very nice place inside and you are full of energy. Nothing in your external environment bothered you yet. And then, out of nowhere, you approach a mirror in a bedroom or in your living room, I don't care, in the bathroom. And then you hear this thought, oh fuck, you've got this pimple, you're ugly. Or damn, you gotta lose some weight. Damn, your body doesn't look good today. That's it. That's precisely a moment when you are falling off the flow state because you did not manage your attention in a wise way, in a mature way. A mature way of managing your attention is to be so aware of where your focus goes that you don't allow this kind of thinking to be present on your internal screen. Sorry, one more time. It's just, yeah, it doesn't matter. So when you are not managing, when you're not managing maturely your focus of attention, you are losing your flow state, you are losing money that you could have made that day, because if you didn't hear this voice, if you didn't listen, not only hear, no, if you didn't listen to this voice, you could have just observed it, right? But you went for it. You've not only heard it, but you followed it. And you've got this rush of chemicals, of cortisol and adrenaline, and you immediately felt bad about yourself. You're no longer in a flow state. You no longer see this tremendous amount of possibilities that would be open to you as the one who's proud of himself or loving himself. I just want you, practically to follow my train of thought. I want you to realize that when you are poorly managing your attention, when you are listening to this inner critic, to these voices that are not cheering you up but rather putting you down, you are literally losing money, losing energy, and what the fuck? Don't call it like a flow state. Don't label your life force as the flow state if you don't want to, but you have to be very, very concise and determined to be a creator within your day right after you woke up, to be intentional in what you want to create within your day. If you didn't listen to this voice that you've encountered when you looked in the mirror, and if you stayed in that state of enjoying the life force energy going and circulating through you, you would have seen. What was that with my voice? You would have got even more inspired by this certain idea that you've received, because your frequency matched that amazing frequency of that idea, and you would have already taken actions. You would have been so inspired and sure that you need to do this, that you would have taken actions, and that would bring you further in your life towards that dream life, goal, or whatever that you want to create. So, to sum up this 9 minutes, to really enjoy this life, to enjoy yourself, to be content with your life path, you have to first develop a skill of managing your attention and to learn how to not only tap into a flow state, but also to learn what is it exactly in your case that is taking you out of the flow state. And this video is exactly first point that I explained to you that takes you out of this state is this inner critic, these voices that are letting you down. So yeah, I think I'll record like a tutorial what to do with these voices, like how to manage your attention when the inner critic comes up. Yeah, so stay tuned, please subscribe, and whatever questions you have regarding anything that I've mentioned within this video, please do comment them. I'll for sure answer. That's my honor and pleasure, and thank you so much. I'll see you in the flow state.